So you've just released a new song a couple of months ago.
Yep.
It's called Cherry Pickin'.
Yeah, that's it. Cherry picking.
Tell me about the song, what you wrote it about, and how you were inspired to write that song.
Well, the reason I wrote it was for when I first came up here a couple of years ago, in 2020, at the start of COVID. I was studying, and because it was during COVID, it was all online, so it was all virtual kind of study on Zoom and I think it was like a theory class or songwriting class. It was one of the challenges was to write a song in X amount of time. I think it was 5 or 10 minutes to a set of criteria, and I didn't really understand the criteria. So
Do you remember any of the criteria that you could share it with us?
Yeah, like different song structures, like A, B,
A.
C, D,
Yeah.
E, F, G, H, I, J, K, and the rest of them.
Yeah.
What was another one?
So where were you studying here?
I was studying at JMC Academy.
Okay,
on,
and where's
South Brisbane?
That's in South Brisbane.
Yeah, on Grey Street.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, this task, write a song to some parameters in X amount of time, and well, I wrote it in X amount of time, but I didn't follow the parameters. And it was pretty much just a bit of a daydreaming, kind of daydreaming about how I didn't really want to be doing that right then in lockdown, and how I much would have rather have been picking cherries off the trees, somewhere doing like fruit picking work, even though it's probably a lot harder than sitting on the floor in a Zoom lecture. I would have rather been picking the fruit if I wasn't locked down. So it's pretty much that.
So you prefer to be out and about in the openness rather than being in a enclosed area.
Bloody oath.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. And where's home for you? Where's hometown?
Hometown for me is Muttaburra, out in central Queensland.
Uh-huh.
It's the geographical dead centre of Queensland, fun fact.
Ah.
We've got a dinosaur.
I was just about to say, was that where that dinosaur was recently discovered?
You know the dinosaur? Not
Yeah.
recently discovered. Discovered a little while ago, the Muttaburrasaurus.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I know about this one, so...
I mean, I don't know as much about it as I would know about like maybe a chicken. You know, I feel like I might know a bit more about chickens than the Muttaburrasaurus. All I know is it was found by a bloke called Doug Langdon.
Uh-huh. Do you know when it was found?
Before I was born, I assume.
Right.
Before I was born, around my pop's time. So someone's going to watch this from Muttaburra, and I'm going to get a slap.
Yeah, yeah. Because there was another one recently found. By recent, I mean like I think it was around December of last year, which is 2022.
I feel like that might have been in Winton.
Right.
Maybe.
But the interesting thing about it, in the centre of Queensland, it's a fishy kind of dinosaur, like swims.
Amphibious or something.
No, like literally like a whale type dinosaur.
That would make sense. It was an inland sea back then.
Correct.
Yeah.
Which I had no idea.
Yeah, a lot
Amazing.
of people think when you go out there, because it's so desolate in a lot of places, at least where I'm from.
Yeah.
It's very desolate. You could look left to right, driving along some of those roads and not see a tree line. And it's really flat. So to not see a tree line like that, a lot of people think it's due to like tree clearing back way when, but it's actually because it's an inland sea, or it was an inland sea. At least that's what I was told.
Well, we have the fossils to prove it.
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah. Interesting about the song. And so did it take you, I mean, obviously you had that parameter of 5 to 10 minutes and you did it within that. And did you find that as an easy process to like?
Well,
because I'm assuming you had to come up with the lyrics and the music also.
Yeah. I was just sitting there with my guitar singing, so it was pretty simple to put that together. And I was also kind of just getting into a new style of playing. Before I come up here, I was pretty kind of simplistic on the guitar, just strumming chords, self-taught. So, I don't know, just pick stuff up by watching people learn other songs. I guess like anyone else though, so duh. But I was getting into Travis style picking, which is like a type of finger picking, alternating on the bass strings. And I was just starting to get into that, so I had a heap of new creative juice flowing, I felt. And so then it was pretty easy. It's pretty easy just to pump that out. It's nothing, it's nothing too flash. It's a pretty simple song, really.
So when you say finger picking, do you have like a plectrum like on your thumb, or do you just like literally just use your open fingers?
I started off just using my thumb. It wasn't actually until this year that I started testing out, and I've kind of settled on one that I like now. Thumb picks. It just gives me the option at least of having a bit of a brighter tone, and also still being able to, not as easily as with just my bare flesh thumb, but still being able to just mute it a bit, with the palm, and muffle a little bit.
So back in 2020 when you moved, when you went to JMC, was that when you moved to Brisbane?
Yeah, that's when I moved up. Yeah.
Right.
I think it was in February, early February.
Just before COVID?
Yeah, literally just before COVID.
Yeah.
I think I was in actual uni for a week.
Right.
And I had to fly back home for something and come back, and we were in lockdown.
And what made you choose Brisbane? Why did you move here instead of anywhere else?
That's a bit of a, I don't know, man, honestly, a bit of a tale there. I guess I'll speak it, spill the beans.
Please do. Face that way. Tell him. No, I'm kidding. No, yeah. Tell him. No.
Welcome. Just trying to think of the best way to explain it. I got in a bit of trouble in a town I was living in, Longreach. Trouble with the law. Ended up going to the Capricornia Correctional Facility in Rockhampton. It's a prison up there for a bit. And that's when I've just gone to uni. I was out on bail. And
so how long was that? Like, how long were you in that correctional facility for?
Man, it felt like I was there for half my life. But I wasn't there for any decent amount of time to change flow into a rap career.
Right.
So I wasn't there that long. Yeah. But I think I was there for maybe a bit over a month, a bit under-ish.
Okay.
Right. So not that long, but I was on remand. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that too much.
No, that's okay.
That was pretty cool. I got some songs out of it, met some people.
Right.
Whatever.
So when are we going to see those songs come to light?
I've got some of them on like YouTube, but I'd love to release them. I'd love to release I don't know, I'd like to have an album. An album of, I don't know, those songs and some other songs that can complement them. And
do you have enough songs in the bank now to do that, or is that something you're still in process of doing?
I reckon I've got enough. It's like, in my ideal world, I'd love to put out some psychotic amount of songs and call it an album.
Right.
There's some, I don't know, imagine if you just put out 100 songs.
In an album?
Or, I don't know. Is it possible? Can you do it?
Well, I would imagine it's possible now. Everything's digital, so there's no limitations to how many, songs you can link up together.
Maybe I'll do that. Or maybe not. I'll put those songs out one day.
Sure.
But I reckon I'd have enough for at least, I'd be happy with an album of is 12 songs an album, is that?
I think that's fairly standard. I think it's a good project, to have.
Certainly.
Yeah. I mean, whether you do it at 12 songs at a time or you wanted to do it all 100, I think it's great.